Is money well spent to determine whether this is going to move forward or not at this stage. So I will vote in support.
Dave?
As the other member from the council of the Fire Consolidation Committee between Camas and Washougal, I support my colleagues' recommendations. We've been through this pretty thoroughly in a series of meetings over the last couple of months. To give you some idea how long we've been at that, it was hot when we started. So I urge my colleagues to vote for this one.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, could you just go through Sherry Ann's things just real quick, and anything with a question mark, maybe put an answer to it if you know it? Would that be okay?
Specifically related to Paul Lewis.
Yes. Yes.
It is 2,000. The committee
Does exist.
does exist. It has been meeting. I couldn't tell you the reason why the actual agreement is not marked as Exhibit A. But I believe that's what it's getting to, is the agreement itself.
I believe it's the rates.
I'm sorry?
Exhibit A, it says, I think is a fee estimate. That's what I'm reading, Section 2, page 2 of 4. Payment, consultant will be paid by the client on a time and materials basis as outlined below. And in accordance with the billing rates included in the fee estimate set forth in Exhibit A. So.
And the fee estimates are actually in the agreement itself.
Scope is within the agreement.
Exhibit A is the transmittal from all,
The first portion of it.
Oh, it's just not marked Exhibit A. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so couldn't tell you why it's not marked as Exhibit A. Has Paul Lewis been involved in the fire department, consolidation analysis in the past? Yes, matter of fact, he was, has information that he can already work from the past discussions, specifically with Camas, Washougal, and East County Fire and Rescue. And then in regards to Agenda Bill 10510, Financial Services Support with Paul Lewis, did they complete their task? Did Paul complete the task to show or analyze revenue projections over and over and over? Yes. They were supposed to show economic trends at the July 30th council retreat, which they did. Cost was not to exceed $4,400, but I never saw the actual cost. The current revenue projections in our budget now, are they from Paul Lewis? Partially. And I believe on the $4,400 figure, remind me, Dave, we're about $3,800?
right? There's
$3,800?
$600 remaining, and he's doing some supplemental work under that original agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate that.
You bet. Any other questions from council?
Just a minor comment. I'm making the assumption that on the cover page where the two typos are for $2,000, that's non-binding because that's simply just
It's
a
just
description of what the other part is. But the actual contract itself does have the correct figure of $4,000 total, which we
Correct.
shared between the two cities.
Correct. Any other items? Okay, I've got a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign the supplemental professional services agreement with Mr. Lewis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Agenda Bill 15410, Professional Services Agreement from MKE and Associates, Inc. for the formation of the bid packet request for the T8 LED lighting upgrades on the Commerce Energy Efficiency Block Grant. Mr. Evers.
Thank you, Mayor Guard, council members. In May 2010, the city approved the Department of Commerce Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant. It was applied for in partnership with the cities of Camas, Battleground, and CPU, Clark Public Utilities. Washougal is the administering this grant. At this time, the cities are prepared to move forward with the installation of T8 lighting phase on the project and require that a request for bids be drafted by a qualified electrical engineer. One familiar with the multiple requirements of LED lighting conversion while conforming to all of the Department of Commerce requirements. More than 40 requests for production were solicited using the small works roster under the category of electrical engineering. All bids were due by August 30th. 2 submittals were received, one by Index Engineering, one by MKE and Associates. After the selection committee scored, which was comprised of Camas, Battleground, and Washougal. The score was weighted towards MKE. At that point, we solicited a proposal. At this time, staff is requesting that MKE and Associates be awarded the contract to formulate the technical bid, packet requesting contractors to submit bids for the installation phase of the T8 LED lighting of the project. MKE will be drafting the packet that will be sent out to the bidders, but will not be managing the project.
Council questions or direction?
Make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the professional service agreement submitted by MKE and Associates for the drafting of the bid packets for a contractor to install T8 LED lighting in accordance with the EECBG program.
I'll second that.
Mr. Mayor?
That's comments.
I have a question with regards to the public comment that we had earlier and the bidding process. And I understand that we use the Small Works roster. However, is it appropriate to use any other service or to send out requests for bids to any other vendors outside of the Small Works roster, or is that simply just our policy for how we do it?
Well, we also publish.
Yeah, we can also publish requests for proposals for this service.
And with regards to Portland companies being on the Washington State Small Works roster list, would that imply that the Portland contractors requested to be on the Washington State roster or be part of that whole bidding process?
Yeah, we actually have an interlocal agreement with the City of Vancouver, economies of scale with their procurement department.
Okay.
So we actually went off of the City of Vancouver's Small Works roster, which is a lot more robust than what City of Washougal would have.
All right, thank you.
Other questions, comments? John?
So by signing this, this will, this is the, how much did we appropriate for this? 45,000 out of general fund? Is that correct? So by signing this, will spend that 45,000? Is that correct? Because that hasn't been spent yet.
This will get us to the point of actually soliciting bids
Soliciting bids, okay.
for the actual purchases, all of the work that goes into that as far as the specs for the actual lighting, all three of the different types of lighting mechanisms.
Gotcha, okay.
Mr. Mayor, would it be appropriate to answer Ms. Wright's questions related to this bill, agenda bill at this time?
Yeah, I'm just reading through them again. Question one, why are we going out for a proposal to have someone tell us how to buy T8 lighting? It actually isn't. It's more to write the specs for the lighting and the design of the different aspects of the lighting items that all four entities would be purchasing. How much money do we get from the grant? It's a $415,000 grant. Trevor, our portion of that is
I think it's 405,000.
$405,000.
Yeah,
Washougal's portion is
right around 160.
60. Letter from MKE states that they'll meet with the project manager. The project manager is actually Jim Dunn, our Assistant Public Works Director. Those are the two questions on there.
Great, thanks.
Dave?
I realize this is a very technical question here and not the overall project itself, but I continue to be opposed to this project as I was in the beginning. There are four